Tadhg, I suppose just you're into test week, you've been here for a few days now. How much, I presume, from Monday onwards, was it straight into game mode?
Yeah, for sure. I think from the moment we came in, it was kind of just the focus was straight on South Africa and tactics and all that kind of stuff. So we've kind of gone back to getting back into the flow of the way we do things as well. We're coming from different provinces as well, so that was huge to kind of get that team bonding, everything back together, and we're well into it now, so it's straight into test week from today on.
Obviously a lot of you in the squad had frustrating ends to the season. How quickly were you able to park that last week when you met up?
Yeah, look, it's a different environment. It's also nice for those of us who are here to have the opportunity to finish the season positively after the losses that we did have. So it's an opportunity for all of us to right some wrongs from club and probably, hopefully, with some wins over here in South Africa.
South Africa have made it very clear that despite the fact that they've won 2 World Cups, they haven't beaten this Ireland team since 2016. Like, you must know coming into it, like, it's going to be hell for leather stuff this weekend. Yeah,
like every test game, every time we come up against South Africa, it's an incredibly physical game, and it's going to be no different to any other time. We're focused on that physical battle, and we're focused on how we can improve from the Six Nations, and hopefully be able to show that on Saturday.
And just finally then, for me, how important is Lineout going to be? Obviously, when you met in the World Cup, that was an issue for a large portion of that game.
Yeah, I suppose we're coming up probably against the best defensive lineout in the world. They've shown that multiple times over the last couple of years. They have big men across their whole team, so it's a big focus for us. I don't think any of the lineouts during the World Cup, the callings were poor. I think it was just they defended really well. So again, it's just another area that we need to be completely dialed in on and get right come Saturday.
Tadhg, I know you guys Munster beat the Bulls at Loftus. How much notes are you sharing with the guys in beating the altitude?
Yeah, look, altitude can play a factor for sure for everyone, but both teams are out there, so we're all in the same boat. You kind of just have to forget about it and get on with it. It's just one of those things that both sides have to get over. I don't think it's going to play that big of a factor in the game. I think it's just two teams going up against each other.
Ireland is a team that likes keeping the ball. Is it more of the same this year? The Springboks are evolving their game plan. You see the All Blacks, they've got Scott Robinson. You see Australia, they've got Joe Schmidt there. Is it more of the same from Ireland, or should we expect some changes?
Look, I wouldn't really be sharing that information even if we were, but like any other week, our focus is always on ourselves, not on how other teams are playing. We have a way of playing, and we do feel that if everyone from 1 to 15 on the field is doing their job, that we can score against any team in the world. So there'll be no difference come Saturday.
The fact that the South African teams in the URC, does it make it a little bit easier to stand your opposition?
I suppose there's advantages to it for sure. A lot of the players in South Africa also play abroad, whether it's in Japan, England, or France. So you still have to do your homework on those players. But I suppose you're a bit more familiar with players than we were back a couple of years ago when they weren't in the URC.
How important is this series to you guys?
It's huge. Every test match for us, doesn't matter when it is means everything to us, and every time we come into camp, it's an opportunity to represent our country, and it's an opportunity to to show everyone what we can do, and it's the same this one. It means everything to us.
Why do you think that South Africa does so well in World Cups and manages to get over the line all the time? And do you expect a lot of change from South Africa since you last played them?
No, they're very good at knockout rugby, and I think they've proven that over the last two World Cups, especially the last one, by grinding out wins by one scores, and it's a credit to them. They stick to their plan really well, and they're a well drilled team in terms of what they're trying to get out of the game. And do I expect something different? Of course, we've got new coaches gone in there, and even just from the game against Wales, they're certainly trying to play a bit more expansive, and they're trying to play a bit more than they probably were a year ago, for sure.
And Ireland have never won a series in South Africa, and given the change in schedules, this could be the last chance to do so. Is that history important?
Yeah, like we've touched on that in the camp for sure. This Irish team has been part of a lot of history over the last couple of years, and we have said if we can come away here with 2 wins, we've made history in terms of being the first team to come here and win a series. So it's no different to the goal of any team that's ever been here for a series, but it's definitely motivation for sure.
Roland? You played more minutes, I think, than anyone else in the squad this season. Yeah, certainly from the World Cup squad, I think you've done the most. How's the body holding up? Do you feel like that's battle hardened you, kind of, as you're ready to go?
Yeah, I think at moments during the season I definitely felt it, but I think I've had, like, after the final, there's been a couple of weekends off now where I haven't played, so you come into a new environment, it freshens you up for sure, and you're very well looked after here as well in terms of whether it's food or we have masseuses here all the time, so it's a bit easier to look after your body than it is when you're back in the club. Not that you don't have those things as well, but it's right in front of your face here for sure. So I'm definitely feeling good at the moment. Yeah, to answer your question.
Can you give us a sense of what it's like to play? Like, what's different about playing the Springboks that's different to playing the other teams that you play? Where do they test you? The other teams maybe don't, and what they beyond?
I think the most obvious one is their physicality. They've got a really big front. They've got a big pack in general, and they do look to somewhat bully you. They go after a lot of rucks in terms of whether it's poaching or trying to bully those rucks and get the ball back, and they just make it scrappy. They want to make the game scrappy and get into an arm wrestle. Some teams don't want that we do play, and they want to just play ball and run it around you. And I think now South Africa are looking to hit it up and bully us up front, and then probably try get out wide on us. So that's going to be a challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it.
I just asked finally about Jack. Like, obviously Johnny retired, and everyone outside was worrying about what might happen, but the way he stepped up, I know you work with him closely at Munster, watching Access Munster, he seems to speak a lot. He's very impressive. Like, how has he surprised you at all in the way that he's filled that void and stepped up? And
not particularly. I think when Johnny was there and he wasn't playing, what people wouldn't have seen is his willingness to learn and his willingness to soak up all the information he could from those around him, and you could see that transition into his game, and game on game he's getting better and better, and his game management, everything has improved immensely just even over the last 9-10 months. His game has certainly just continued on an upward trajectory.
John? Are previous matches between the countries relevant come the opening whistle Saturday? Do you just say what's done is done? You look at it when you're prepping for a game, but after that,
yeah, of course you can't live in the past, can you? you know, each test offers new challenges for sure. You got to take your learnings and from the previous tests, whether you've won or lost. There's always something to learn from every game, and teams are going to try out different things because of the last games, you know, because of pictures they've seen in the previous games. But yeah, once that whistle goes, it's, you know, I'll focus on that one game.
Did you see anything from the Wales game that gave you a few ideas about what you might do?
We just saw more of, like, they're playing more, probably a bit more expansive rugby was the main thing that we took from it. Yeah, I'm sure the coaches have come up with certain plans around things and what we want to do in this game, and whether that's from the Wales game or previous games, I'm not sure.
Thank you.
The Springboks now have new coaches in their management team. One of them know the Irish very well, Jerry Flannery. What do you expect from them? First of all, are you expecting a different kind of game plan from the Springboks having those new coaches there?
Yeah, look, it's like I said earlier, it does seem like they're playing a bit more expansive. Defensively, I wouldn't say they've changed too much. I think, you know, Fla worked under Jacques, so I think he's bringing in pretty much a very similar kind of defence system than that he saw him use in Munster, and for the Springbok, obviously. So I can't imagine too much change there, but definitely attack-wise, you could see straight away against Wales that they were a bit more expansive for sure.
Your team hasn't played together since the Six Nations. Do you feel that you are ready to come together as a team? It's a very big test match ahead.
Yeah, of course. I think what's brilliant about this squad is how, you know, we're playing with the best in Ireland, and everyone's able to just flick that switch, and we're well used to the system in here at this stage under Faz, and I think everyone gets on the same page very quickly, and hopefully that'll be evident now come Saturday.
Glasgow Warriors coach Franco Smith said Loftus is the best stadium in the world. There's hardly any wind and the ball flies. Is that something you guys have noticed and would take note of?
Yeah, the ball definitely goes further, that's for sure. The best stadium in the world, I suppose I'll be able to answer that after Saturday in a full stay, after seeing it, you know, fully packed out, and probably think it's a much better stadium if we win as well.
Thank you very much.